All right, Shalom. This is Brother Mayam coming at you from GMS Tampa Bay. First and foremost, I want to give all the praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rahakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders, apostles of great millstone. Much blessing and salutations to the Akim around the four corners of the earth, and who are diligently pushing out his truth and sincerity. And shalom as well to the Aquathium, the sisters who may be learning and acquiring some meekness. Salakia. So I just want to do a video on this this article that I actually came across it earlier this week, and a brother out there from Nahalia, or Salakia. The brother's name is Nahalia, from out here in Orlando, in Orlando, Florida. He has sent this article out, so I figured, Most High just wants me to go ahead and do a video on it. So I'm gonna do a quick one on this. It says, and this is a quote from the President Rouhani here from Iran. All right, the Iranian president, and the article is entitled, "Wherever America Goes, Terror Expands." Rouhani says U.S. is a supporter of terrorism over sanctions and bombing Syria. So real quick, I want to get a word. All right, before we begin this lesson, because it's very important for brothers, especially for brothers here in GMS, because we are known for going into words, and this word is terrorism. All right, because as we've seen here, he said, wherever America goes, terror expands. Rouhani says U.S. is supporter of terrorism. So we have to get an understanding of this terrorism, because it's brought up a couple times in this article, and there's only really a few parts that I want to bring out. But first, I want to get this word, because it's important to understand what this word terrorism actually means, because this word terrorism is thrown loosely here in America specifically. It's thrown around very loosely, and it's thrown to domestic terrorists. It's thrown to certain organizations around the planet Earth, and people have to really understand what it means when the word terrorism is used. Okay, and let's get into the word here. It says terrorism. This is the online etymology dictionary. It says 1795, and specific sense of government intimidation. Okay, let's read that again. In specific sense of government intimidation during the reign of terror in France, March 1793 to July 1794. From French, terrorisme, noted in English by 1795 as coinage of the revolution, from Latin terror, great fear, dread, alarm, panic. All right, and just going off of this article, he says U.S. is supporter of terrorism, right? Dang it. Matter of fact, let me close all this stuff out. All right, he says U.S. is a supporter of terrorism, right? Let's go back to the word terrorism. It says great fear. It says government intimidation. All right, so, and the brother Ash out here in GMS Tampa has brought this out a couple times before. The word, you can only be a terrorist if you're a government, because that's the very definition of the word, the very meaning of the word, government intimidation. Only a government can be a terrorist. And so here it is, you have the Iranian president, right? You have the Iranian president saying that America U.S. is a supporter of terrorism. Hey, well, America is the biggest terrorist on the planet Earth. Really, it's Esau, Edom, because Esau, Edom is the one who runs America. Okay? And if you don't know who Esau, Edom is, then look up Idumeans. If you don't know who Idumeans is, then why are you watching these videos? But it says, from Latin terror, great fear, dread, and that's what America brings, man. They bring great fear, they bring dread, they bring alarm and panic to the world, man. What do the scriptures say? Matter of fact, I'm just gonna go ahead and pull it up, because this is the things that Esau brings to the planet Earth. Okay. All right, Proverbs 29. I believe I said it said 3. Verse 2, Proverbs 29 and 2. When the righteous are in authority, and who are the righteous? The righteous are the men of the Lord, the men that are serving Yahweh Shemi Shai. All right, Salakia. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. All right. So coming into this time that we're getting ready to come into, which is the kingdom of heaven, the whole entire earth is going to be rejoicing, man. The people included. Okay. The people are going to be rejoicing. But it says what? But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Who's the wicked? Esau, Edom. Let's get that, because it's going to go into this article. All right. Let's find out who the wicked is, because it said what? When the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn, right? I believe that's Micah chapter 1, verse 4. God. It says, Salakia, not Micah, Malachi chapter 1, verse 4. It says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. And they did do that. Okay, the Edomites did rebuild. Okay. It says, thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness. Now let's stop right there, because it says they shall call them the border of wickedness. All right. Now, we have brothers, starting from the apostles on down, brothers and elders, all right, and apostles have done many videos on the border of wickedness. The border of wickedness being who? Edom. All right, you clearly see this in verse 4. It says, whereas Edom saith. All right, the border of wickedness is what? Prime example, again, and I've given this example many times. When you go from one state to another, there is a state line, a border. Once you cross that border, you're entering into the other state. So when you come across Esau, you are crossing a border into wickedness. All right. So the border of wickedness, which is Esau, that's exactly what they are, man. So that's why when you go into this, what this, the president of Iran is saying, he's not wrong. It says, wherever America goes, terror expands. Why is that? Because America, first and foremost, is run by Edomites, which are the so-called white people. All right. But that's why I say is wherever. That's why he said, Rouhani, the president of Iran, he said wherever. And this goes to show you that these other nations are waking up to the bullshit of America, of these Edomites. All right. He says wherever America goes, terror expands. Why? Because they are the border of wickedness. Okay, they are the border of wickedness. These Edomites. It says, the border, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. Okay. So Esau is that border of wickedness. All right. And actually, let me get Yeah, no, Salakia. Let me get I don't know what I'm doing here. Salakia. Um, Let me go ahead and get Habakkuk chapter 2. All right, because it's gonna get into what this gentleman here, Rouhani, is speaking of. It says, wherever America goes, terror expands. Rouhani says U.S. is a supporter of terrorism over sanctions and bombing Syria. Right. So let's read a little bit into this article, and we're gonna go back to that precept in Habakkuk chapter 2. It says Iranian President Hassan Rouhani said the United States has fueled terrorism, all right, in the Middle East, slamming U.S. policies for spreading chaos and radicalism across the region. And that's anywhere that these devils go, man. You know, they bring nothing but chaos and radicalism, all right? Nothing but chaos, all right? Let's just put it that way for layman's terms. Anywhere Esau goes is nothing but chaos. And that's self-evident, man. Here it is. You got a whole nation crying out, saying this, man. A president of a nation saying that America just brings nothing but just death, man. Which we're gonna get that, all right. But I don't want to jump the gun. Let me. This is the second paragraph here at the top. It says, joining Fox's Chris Wallace for an interview that ran on Tuesday night, Rouhani rejected any notion that Iran was on a fanatical quest for nuclear weapons, and that's because you got America, these Edomites here in America, they like to bring that up. These other countries are trying to get nuclear weapons and this and that, and well, let me get a quick precept, because he said that. Slovakia. Oh, God dang it. He said what? He said Rouhani rejected any notion that Iran was on a fanatical quest for nuclear weapons, because that's the message that America's been pushing out, right? All right, so it says I don't think this is the one. Maybe it's 52. That's a lot, yes. Maybe it's 58. All right, Con. This is Psalm chapter 58, and I must get right to the point. Verse 2. Yea, in heart you work wickedness, ye weigh the violence of your hands on the earth. Exactly. So you see, America is weighing. You can tell America. You can tell who the Edomites are by their actions that are being done on the earth. And here it is. You got a president of a nation calling them out on it. Anywhere that America goes, there goes terrorism, which is government intimidation, which is what America does, man. And which is what you got, supposedly, what you got Donald Trump being supposedly impeached for, But anywhere that America goes, what? In heart you work wickedness, which is what? The heart you go to La'ab, in mind. Their mind, all these Edomites do is work wickedness, man. All right, and much more with this American government, because they have the power. Okay, don't get it twisted. America is a very strong and powerful nation, man, economically wise and military. In the military, okay. Don't get it twisted. America's economy, and I'm gonna steal the words from the elder Ariala. America's economy is strong as a hoe right now. Don't get it twisted. The American dollar is still strong as a hoe. That's why you don't have these nations, all the nations, pulling out from using the American dollar, the petrodollar. Okay, because that dollar is still very strong. Don't get it twisted. But what? They use this power to bully these nations, which is what? Going into that word terrorism. Government intimidation. They use their power to intimidate these nations. Okay? And but Esau being Esau, he goes beyond intimidation. He goes into violence. He starts to kill people. He starts to bombard your country with missiles and so-called terrorist groups that he's funding so that he can get his way, okay? Which is what's happening a lot in these Middle East countries. And if you haven't seen the UN speech by the president of Iran, I suggest you watch that, because he goes into that. Okay, but it says, verse 3, the wicked are estranged from the womb, they go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. So, he said here, in this paragraph that you see at the top, it says, joining Fox's Chris Wallace for an interview that ran on Tuesday night, Rouhani rejected any notion that Iran was on a fanatical quest for nuclear weapons. Who's making those claims? The people making those claims that Iran is trying to build all these nuclear missiles is America, man. It's these Edomites that are running America. Now, I don't know if it's true or not, but regardless, I wouldn't put it past Esau, man. Because why? Because of this scripture right here. Psalms 58:3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. And who is the wicked? We went into that. Malachi chapter 1 verse 4. The border of wickedness. Esau, Edom. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. And this is why I wouldn't put it past Esau to be doing that, man. Because from birth, these devils always lie, man. They've always known nothing but lies. And that's what they're going to continue to do until the nuclear missiles come. All right, because then after the nuclear missiles come, they ain't going to be able to lie their way out of anything, man. Because the men of the Lord are going to be ruling, starting with from Yahushua on down, man. And Esau ain't going to be able to finagle his way out of anything, man, with no lie or nothing, because the men of the Lord are going to be on a superior level. All right. So going back to this article real quick, he says, we read, as his American counterpart claimed in a speech earlier in the day, encountered that Washington was instead the major troublemaker in the Middle East. Okay, you see? And that's very true. America is the one sending them. All you got to do is Google military bases in the Middle East, and you're gonna see who is primarily set out there, and it's America, man. It's not a coincidence that all these so-called terroristic groups are growing out there in the Middle East at the same time that America is being stationed. Since America has been deployed out there to the Middle East, things have gotten so much drastically worse. All right? And don't take my word for it. Do some research, man. Just look at Libya. Look at Yemen. Look at Iraq. Before America, they were flourishing countries, man. After America, horrible conditions, man. Okay? It says, continue on a little more in this article. It says, today America, unfortunately, is a supporter of terrorism in our region. This is a quote from Rouhani. And wherever America has gone, terrorism has expanded in the wake, going back to that border of wickedness. Rouhani said, pointing to U.S. intervention in Syria as a case in point. Exactly. You see? And it's clear and evident what these devils are trying to do, because, well, really, is the Lord that's putting in their spirit to set things up for the Valley of Jehoshaphat. All right, Joel chapter 3. Okay. But it's all of the Lord that all these things are happening, man. Because the Lord is making it clear who the wicked is and who the strange is. And real quick, I'm going to get this in Habakkuk, because this is why Esau be going to these other countries causing all havoc, man, because he can't be fulfilled, man. All right, this is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3. It says, behold, his soul, and this is talking about Esau, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. Talking about America, these Edomites, who enlarge his desire as hell and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. And that's what America does, man. They go to these other countries, They try to take over. They try to bring democracy, and they kill people, man. To do that, to bring about their policies, man. All right, this is that same. When you go into the Revelation chapter 6, Esau is that red horse, man. Where death followeth, man. Where there is terrorism, there's death, and that's what follows Esau, man. We just read it here. He is at, and who enlarges his desire is hell and is as death, man. And when you read, let's pull it up real quick, because this is talking about Esau, Edom, man. All right, Revelation chapter 6 and verse 8. It says, "And I looked, and behold, I thought it was, well, you can really, Esau has two horses here. You can read Revelation chapter 6 verse 4, and it's talking about Esau as well. And I'll read that real quick. It says, "And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they shall kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword." And that's talking about Edom, and that's what he's doing. All right, here it is. You have President Rouhani talking about how America is the biggest terrorist. Well, yeah, you're right. He's right. Okay, he is right, because they're taking the peace from the earth, man. That's what the Edomites were created for, to take peace from this earth, man. All right, but let's jump on down to verse 8, Revelation 6 and 8. It says, "And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed him." All right, did we not read in Habakkuk chapter 2 just now about that death that was with him going into Esau, man? Let's pull that up real quick. All right, about that death. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 5, it says, "Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire is hell, and is as death." Because anywhere that Esau goes, he's a goddamn terrorist, and he's going to bring death. He's going to kill people, man. He's going to bring all out chaos, man. That's Esau's bidding. That's his whole duty, man. He's the sword of the Lord. That's what he's meant to do. Kill. Since Abel, man. Cain and Abel. That same spirit is pushed out on the earth. What did Cain do? He slew his brother. The word Cain goes back to, I forget the exact Hebrew word. Let's pull it up. Salakia. But it means a weapon. Okay, the word Cain means weapon. Maybe it's Genesis chapter 4. All right, come on, let's get it right here. Genesis chapter 4. Let me just get this word for Cain. All right, because it means weapon. Quote 1. All right, it says possession, smiths. What was it? Quote 1, it says, "Possession, eldest son of Adam and Eve, Smith, the tribe from which the father-in-law of Moses." The same as H with a play upon the affinity. Let me click on this H7013 spear. There you go. See, the same as quote 1, and as you can see, the Hebrew up at the very top where it says H7013, it says quote 1. When we go back, it said what? Quote 1 is the same word, right? So let's go back to this H7013 quote 1 spear. Okay, a weapon. This is what Cain meant, man, and this is what Esau is. Esau is that same spirit of Cain. All right, what did Cain do? He killed his brother, man. All right, and what did Esau do? Esau tried to kill his brother Jacob. All right, and who's Esau? Adawan, Idumea. All right, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. That's who that is, man. So everywhere these devils go is nothing but straight death, man, and that's been from the beginning, man. All right, it's been from the beginning that these devils have been nothing but straight death, man. Everywhere they go is nothing but straight death. And here's the precept, man. Again, Revelation 6 and 8. "And I looked, and behold, a pale horse." That pale horse is talking about Esau, man. And his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. And power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth to kill with sword, and the wicked is the sword of the Lord, right? And with hunger and with death and with the beasts of the earth, man. And that's what America does everywhere they go. Because why? Because America is run by these Edomites. All right. So of course, wherever they go, they're going to bring death, man. They're going to bring terrorism, because that's what they do. They know nothing but that. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and close out on that. Lord, when you brothers were edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rachakudash. Double honors to the elders, apostles of Great Millstone. Much blessing and salutations to the Akim around the four corners of the earth, who are diligently pushing out the truth and sincerity. Shalom to the Akwathium, who might be learning as well in quietness and meekness. Shalom until next time.